Morning, guys. I thought I'd do a quick video this morning. I'm looking at setting up a separate channel, which is going to be focused on finance, development, um, business, and finding ways forward. Now, some of it is for my benefit, but most of it will be for your benefit. I've been thinking about it because one of the things you guys may not appreciate is I spend most of my day in numbers, and I hate it. I hate it. My boss is well aware I hate it because it's not what I come to the business for. But anyway, so there's a lot we can do as individuals and as a group. I did sort of stop a long time ago because every time I did something, there was always people would take off with some of the ideas. Where my view has always been, except when people would abuse it, that there's enough space for everybody, but it's when people are in your own arena that's when it becomes an issue. So, for example, we do the Wi-Fi peso peso in the Philippines, which is now taking off in a big way. But if I was in the Philippines at the time, I would have shared the technology, happily shared it, because I live in one town. I'm not in every town, so if 20 other people took it up in 20 different towns, I've got no issue with that. It's like when we did the call centers. We were helping at least 40, 60 call centers with how to set up. We actually had some of the call centers come down for training, because our sale ratio is much higher than anybody else's. So the point being is, we didn't charge for any of that stuff. We help people. So I'm looking at it thinking, I've got to go back to it. Some of it's from my own sanity, because I work with a lot of people that are not the same mindset, entrepreneur mindset. Let's keep it polite. They're not of an entrepreneur's mindset. I don't think there's one of them that's that focused in that direction. Myself, I'm ping-ponging because I've always got ideas. I'm always working on stuff. I mean, I've just bought some new whiteboards, little ones, because different whiteboards for different things. So this one's a project I'm working on at the minute, which is it's actually laying out how a screen works, and then how the app works within the screen, so that I can then go, oh, I need that to do that, I get that, and you start linking everything together. So the new channel will be different tiers, because one of the things I appreciate as well is some of you guys may be around what I call basic finance, which is, my wife puts it the best way forward, because she says, don't assume everybody knows the way you think or what you know. So I'll call this the basics, because one of the things I've come to the conclusion of, which has been mentioned I think even Martin Lewis, which does the money supermarket thing, is a lot of people aren't taught finances as kids. Me, I was making money as a kid all the time. I used to buy, I'll just give you a quick example. This is going back to when I was about 14, 15. I used to get on the train on a Saturday with a cheap train ticket. I think it was £1 on the train. I'd go into Birmingham. As you come out of the Bull Ring, head down the ramp. Go left, and there's a little shopping arcade on the left. They used to sell floppy disks in there. The little 3.5 inch or 3.25 inch? Long time ago. But I used to go in there and buy boxes of floppy disks, because at that time there was a shortage. Something had happened in Taiwan or whatever. I could get them there for, I think, between 3 and 10 pence each, and then I sold them back in Worcester for £1 each. And I did that every Saturday. I was making the equivalent of somebody's wages even when I was still at school, by just seeing a gap in the market. Now, I know not everybody thinks like that. It's the same as I don't spend money in the same way as a lot of other people do. Everything I have is allocated. That's why like now where the stocks are down, I'm not particularly bothered about the stocks going down because they will go back up. But the reality is, it's not money I need. It's money that is invested in there for the next 20 years. It's how you think about money, and it's how you get away from the way a lot of people don't think about money, which is what credit card companies love, loan companies love, and we start focusing on the way forward. So the new channel, I've got to think of a name, and I'll put it I'll put it in the comments because I might do the first video today, because the first videos will be quite basic, just to sort of go over this stuff, and even the whiteboards are really useful for this type of stuff because I have been thinking about the best way of doing this because I know this channel's sort of running dry, because obviously I'm not in the Philippines. The Spanish stuff's on the Spanish channel, and that isn't so busy at the minute because I'm spending a lot of the time with the family, so I'm not doing as much on that stuff. But the finance stuff, I can do all day long. But let's look at that. Another reason I want to bring this up, just as a finishing note, everything around us is in a negative space, unfortunately. There's a woke agenda being pushed, and I'll bring it back to the woke agenda. The reason being is they want to push the agenda constantly. I'll just put my college course in as a quick note. My college course is part of a group. The group actually published its breakdown of where the money's being spent. So, it's whether Asian, Muslim, Bain, all the breakdowns. And if you put the stats together, the one bit they don't mention is the 8%. The 8% is white people. 92% of over £40 million has been spent on everybody except for the majority population of the nation. So the fact is, even on that, they're promoting that as a good thing when it's obviously not. And I know the struggling people in the UK, the worst of the worst is young white males. Just look at it statistically. Now, the over 50 white males, unless you're accumulating wealth, you're still going to be struggling. You're going to be an unknown stat, though, in many senses, because you'll probably just drop off the radar, go into unemployment or whatever, unless you have another way out. So the channel is focused on purely the development of moving forward. It's not about me, not about white, not about we're supporting Bain or Muslim or African or whatever. Stick all that up your whatever, because we're here as human beings, not interested. If people get offended because I go to Christmas markets instead of winter festivals, you're on the wrong channel. We're adults here. We're not 5-year-olds that are indoctrinated by woke white people. Because I've got to admit, I do believe most of the problems come from the PC brigade, which are predominantly the white people that allowed this to happen, because they think how other people might be thinking, but they're not actually thinking it, and all that sort of drives me nuts. But the new channel, none of this stuff's going to be on there. It's going to be focused on the finance. It's going to be focused on moving forward. We may have some financial podcasts once we get to, say, I don't know, 1,000 subscribers. So then we start where you phone in. Well, to be fair, you email in first about what the issue is, and I can do a bit of research on it, and then I come back on it, and you call in, and then we talk about it. Because there's two things. One, I get a chance to research, because bizarrely, what works for me in the UK or Spain may not work for you in America, Belgium, whatever, because you have different banking systems, different legislation, and what we're trying to do is try and get everybody on the same page, which also means, like, when you have ISAs in the UK, do you have ISAs in Europe? I don't know. But at the same time, the changes in the UK where they're talking about tying your pensions with the inheritance as well in the UK, you start thinking, guys, we need to start thinking globally, because I'll be perfectly blunt with you. I am for my wealth. If I choose to help others, that's my choice. Being raided by the Treasury from a socialist government, no thank you. They're already costing me more money. They're already hitting me in the wallet. They're already hitting you in the wallet. The minimum pay rise is a joke. It reminds me of in the elections in the Philippines. You'll see the people that want to win the election will come around and literally give them money. I'll give you £5 or whatever to guarantee your vote. That's minimum wage. It's for the idiots. And if you take offence to that, you should take the offence not from me, it's how they're treating you. They see you as an idiot. Here's the grim reality of minimum wage. They give everybody a pay rise on minimum wage. Causes inflation. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. We're all better off. We'll get an extra £10 a week, or whatever. Right. Let me put it in some logical sense. And I know this sounds very arrogant. It's because people argue on this stuff because they then won't accept it is reality. You go and give everyone a pay rise. That's minimum wage. That's the cleaners. That's your truck drivers, your bus drivers, maybe, your greengrocers, a lot of minimum wage roles. Your NHS. I have no idea how many minimum wage people work in the NHS, but I bet it ain't a few hundred, maybe 100,000. That then increases your taxes. It also means that loaf of bread that's on the shelf, the guy that worked on the machine that makes the dough, he's just had a pay rise. The factories that produce the wheat and flour, etc., they've all had a pay rise. The trucks between the two factories, they've all had a pay rise. The farmers' workers have all had a pay rise. Supermarket may have had some pay rises in there as well. And then you're complaining your loaf of bread's just gone up by 20p. It's called inflation. That minimum wage thing is it's like giving money to people to guarantee a vote. You are going blindly thinking that's fixing the problem. It's not. It is not. It's a little here, you're an idiot, you're dumb, take this and be happy for it. Because tomorrow I'm taking way more. That's the reality of it. Here's the gut truth of what you should be asking for. Keep that money. Bring my cost of living down. What? Bring my cost of living down. I don't need a pay rise. I need things to be less expensive. I don't need my energy bills going up. I don't need my food bills going up. I don't need my transportation bills going up. Bring all those down or keep them as they are. That's far more value than a pay rise. 100%. I'm going to have to crop this and put this on the channel. But anyway, guys. Yeah, let's move forward in a positive light. I'm going to work on the channel today. One of the reasons as well, by the way, that I haven't produced as much content lately is my laptop's broken. And I'm in that conundrum, should I fix it because it's an Apple? Because they go, oh yeah, it needs a new hard drive. Hard drive start at £1,000. And I'm sitting there going, that's the cost of a new laptop. But that laptop's worth over £3,500, well, it used to be. So I'm in a conundrum whether to buy a new laptop or repair that one. Because if it's so stupid, the fault that's on it, it's ridiculous. If I could dismantle it or take the hard drive out and low format it and start from scratch. But I can't do that either. But anyway, thanks for watching.